And welcome to another edition of Commandos TV. I'm Bill MacLaren along with JF Damphousse, and we're post-game here at the Arthur J. LeBlanc Arena in Dieppe, New Brunswick, where the Commandos have just fallen to the Pictou County Crushers by a score of 6-5 in a shootout. Well, JF, I guess the first thing we should mention is a bit of a lineup change in that Vincent Charest seeing his first action in the regular season in the NHL. Certainly couldn't be blamed really for anything that was thrown on net or anything that would have scored upon him tonight. Let's hear your take on how Charest held up in this game.
Very pleased with the way he played. Obviously, his first career start in the NHL. It's not an easy thing. I'm sure he was nervous, but I thought he did excellent. He made, I'd say, 8 to 9 really tough saves, especially in the second period. While Pictou was on the power play, and even in the overtime, he made 2 or 3 big saves to keep us in there. Overall, I'm really pleased the way he played.
And this was a kind of an odd game, in which it was tied for a long period of time. Goals were coming fast and furious, mostly in bunches. We had 3 in the first 2 minutes and change here. It was 1-0 Pictou after 30 seconds. It was 2-1 Commandos after about 2 minutes, 5 seconds, something like that. How does it feel as yourself, as a former player, to be in the middle of a game like this that just basically turns into a shootout? And especially interested in your take as a goaltender. What's it like to be involved in a game like this where it just seems like no lead is ever safe?
It's a type of game that you want to break it down into a 5-minute segment. Basically, you're trying to win every 5 minutes. Because you don't want to be cut into thinking too far ahead. So I think obviously we're making some rookie mistakes in our defensive zone right now that we got to correct. But overall, I'm really pleased the way we're battling, the way we're battling the one-on-ones in the corners. Our defensemen are doing a really good job in our zone, and the transition is quite good for the first 7 or 8 games of the season. So we're quite pleased the way it's going. Obviously, we got to eliminate a few mistakes in our zone that are costing us a few points. But overall, I'd say it's very positive. We had a rough week this week. We had 8 or 9 guys out with the flu that never had a chance to practice all week. We still have Matthew Martin suspended for tonight's game. So hopefully on Sunday we can have a fresh lineup and a full lineup. And we haven't seen a full lineup so far this year.
Yeah, and you mentioned one thing there, of course, Matthew Martin serving game number 2 of that 2-game suspension for the hitting to the head penalty here last week against Yarmouth. In his place, of course, with the Commandos only carrying the 16 men, he had Matt Bernier out there. Jeff LeBlanc putting Matt Bernier out there as opposed on the forward line. He's been playing with Shane Dallaire and Mark Simpson up to this point, and actually accounted himself fairly well for a position that he's not used to playing.
Yeah, actually, he practiced the past couple of weeks on defense for the main reason that we feel he can play on the blue line. He did play a little bit of defense last year with the Flyers when they ran into injury problem, and he did play some defense as well when he was younger in Bantam. So it's the type of thing that we want to give it a try. He's got a tremendous hockey sense and a vision that very few players have. And I think on the back end, on the blue line, he can see stuff that maybe others wouldn't. And we want to give it a try. I thought he did a super job tonight for someone that is obviously playing, I think, his 2nd or 3rd game on defense of the year. So obviously it's not an easy thing to make the transition. But I thought he did a super job tonight.
All right. And one last thing, let's talk briefly about the captain, Ryan Langan, of course. Snake bit early on in this season, seeing that nothing was going his way, certainly nothing was going in the net for him. Comes out with a 2-goal performance, including the goal to tie it up late in the 3rd period, firing that shot over the glove hand of Brandon Thibault. Must have been certainly satisfying for you and for the rest of the guys to see Ryan Langan break out like that, because certainly he's worked hard and certainly deserving it.
Oh, for sure. I mean, we tend to forget that Brian is only 18 years old. He's been with us for 3 years now, but he's only 18, and I know the points and the goals are going to come. I'm really pleased the way he's prepared himself over the summer. He's obviously a leader for us, being our captain. He works hard. He plays a PK. He plays a power play. He plays every situation of the game. And obviously tonight with the couple goals, we'll take them for sure. We're pleased with his performance since the beginning of the year. But obviously, when he puts points, it's bonus for us.
All right. Thank you very much for this, JF. Look forward to talking to you more, of course. Quite possibly here on Sunday afternoon when the Commandos host the Amherst Ramblers. That'll be a 2:30 start here at the Arthur J. LeBlanc Arena. And you can catch all that action on fasthockey.com or come on down to the AJL, see for yourself. For JF Damphousse, I'm Will MacLaren. Thank you.